Okay, so the next job I'm going to crack on with today is to replace these chain marker guides. So these are the original, and as a lot of people have noticed on the SV650, they become very, very corroded and they don't look fantastic. Now the idea behind it here is you can see these little notches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The chain adjuster moves in line with these notches so that you can make sure that you've adjusted it equally on both sides, so that way your wheel isn't out of alignment, which is really important to prevent the tyre from wearing unevenly. However, spending quite a bit of time and energy on my bike, I just think these look scruffy as hell. So thankfully a cracking chap on one of the motorbike forums, and again I'll put all the details for him on the link below the video, actually hand created these replacement markers. Don't they look awesome? So what I'm going to do right now is get the rear wheel off, which is a great opportunity then to clean all the swing arm. Again, give the rims another good clean as well, just make sure it's looking as good as it should do. Now in order to get the rear wheel off, okay, so we need to loosen the brake caliper arm here, and that's with a 14mm. Then you need to loosen the chain adjuster plates here. I've had mine powder coated, which is why they look a little bit different. That's a number 5 Allen key. Then you've got a 17mm bolt on this side and a 22mm bolt on the other. Support something underneath the wheel, take the big axle out, and job is a good one. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so I've loosened this one off, but just to show you, 22 bolt off, that's the washer off. My side plate was a bit caught on the side stand here. God, look how hanging my bike is. It's going to need a really good clean. So the axle's going to come out from this side. I've heard it's good to not use a metal hammer. Thankfully I found this wooden one lying around. Give it a couple of good bashes. What I have done as well, as you see the axle's coming out this side now, and that's the other spacer that I'm going to replace. And what I've also done is I've supported the bike wheel at the bottom here on a big bit of wood so that I don't have to try and lift it. And then, let's try and do this. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do this and hold the phone. Don't think I am, but the idea basically is just to pull this one out, but I think I'm going to have to put the phone down in order to pull this one off. Got it a little bit more, so just a case of pulling and then pulling on this wheel at the same time, like that, and then pull it, and then that hopefully should come through. Right, so basically by moving the wheel, putting an extra little bit of support underneath, and just keep wiggling and jiggling, there it is. The rear axle is off. Good stuff. Right, as I carefully pull my wheel back, that first spacer comes out of that side, being very careful of the brakes there, so that should slide out. I've removed the chain from this side, so now that's it, the whole wheel comes out now. Be very careful not to lay this on the ground this way because you can damage your brake disc here, but if you lift those up. Okay, and these then are the rubber spacers that go inside the wheel, so these can come out, but we're just going to leave them in there for the time being. So good opportunity for me, I think, to give the rims of this wheel a good clean. I think getting them powder coated would probably be a really good next step. I think it would take away some of this textured effect at the bottom and make it much easier to clean. And if I look at AJ's TL here, who has got powder coated wheels, I mean, he's done his black, but they're just absolutely stunning. So I'm not going to get that sorted right now because it's a beautiful summer and I want to ride my bike and I don't want it off the road for a week while I wait for it to come back from the powder coaters, but I think it's definitely on the cards for the future. So I go back over to the bike. So there we have it, rear wheel's completely removed, and like I mentioned, it's a really good opportunity. I'm going to get all underneath there, all the rear swing arm, get it all nice and cleaned, get it all sorted. Okay, so the swing arm's now been cleaned, which is great. It's a good opportunity as well to see how these wheel adjusters work. So these actually come all the way out and there's a screw that actually holds them
Just get to focus on that. There we go. There's screws that holds it into place there, and then this whole thing is what moves the wheel backwards and forwards. So then in theory, when the wheel is moved back, the chain tightens a little bit more, so it removes that slack. So the more you tighten this up, the more this pulls towards the back, the tighter the chain then goes. So that's how that is. So now this stuff is a lot cleaner than it was. It's time to see if I can get it all back together again. Just to show you how shocking this difference is, these are the old plates that I've taken off the SV. It's even warped and bent, which I understand is fairly common with these. So that's, there we go, that's the one I'm taking off. And that is the one that's going to go on. Look at the absolute difference that's going to make. So once I've cleaned it all up, got that going, that's going to look incredible. Okay, I can't film it and do it simultaneously because I haven't got enough hands. Basically what I'm doing is I've put the spacer back in the middle here. I've put the chain back onto this side. Yeah, and you can see here I've re-greased the axle. What I then need to do is make sure that these spacers are in a rough sort of position, and then when you look through in a moment, so then that's going to go through there and through there, and then it's going to come through. Okay, so it's all done. The new chain guides are on, everything as it should be, the chain's all tightened to the right amount. So next on my list is going to be to sort these braided brake lines. I went for hell brake lines, so they'll form part of my next video. Cheers.